Hiya pals, I bought a camper van for £300 and in today's video I just want to explain to you how that came about and if I have any regrets. So let's get stuck right in. So the story goes, back in November 2025 I get a phone call from an old friend of the family called Larry, and he phones me up just as I'm about to have my dinner. He's like, "Hi Robin, how's it going? Are you interested in buying my camper van?" Now, I knew he had a camper van and I knew it was off the road, but I wasn't aware of how bad or how good it was. So we had a chat and we agreed that the next day I would come through to Edinburgh, have a look at his van and we'd take it from there. So here is the footage now. And there it is there folks, this is a Peugeot Boxer Auto Sleeper 1996, 1.9 turbo diesel I believe. Looks okay from here, looks a little bit tired, but let's go and have a little inspection. So here is the near side. Some paint flaking off the sill there, straight away I can see that. Hopefully that's not rotten all the way through. Yes, that's hole there. That's all going to have to be done, I'd imagine. Underneath doesn't look too bad. I mean, they must sell panels that you can, I don't know, fabricate there. Well, you can tell it just needs a service or something, eh?
Well, even 85,000 is maybe even. Because I've changed the oil and then I laid it up. So it had a wee bit of a service.
So you've got a single bed here, driver seat swings round, passenger seat swings round, you've got two single beds, or you fill in the gap in the middle. Use the cushions, and that's your bed. Gas. Little cupboard with the table. In here you've got shower and toilet. I'm not too fussed about that, to be honest. I would just get a shower at the campsite. Takes up quite a bit of room. Here, got the cooker. Sink, it needs a bit of a clean. Then we've got the fridge, which might need replaced. How did you get this open? Yeah, somebody unfortunately left some food in there for a good few years, so that's been rotting away. Thankfully, he's took the food out. Aye, not bad at all, not bad. Aye, it's ticking over nicely, mate.
Just started, you know.
First on the button. There you go folks, the Peugeot Boxer short wheelbase camper van with a high top, and it was a auto sleeper conversion, and it was the Harmony. Woo, the Harmony. So yeah, you could probably make out from the footage the sills were gone. Basically what happened, Larry put it in for a pre-MOT, the guy took it away, basically just got a screwdriver and started stabbing everywhere. And this revealed all the holes in the sill, which to be fair, they were there anyway, they were rotten, so the sills were always going to have to be done. So Larry says I could have the camper van for £300. That was basically what the scrap yard offered him for the van. So I thought, £300, what have I got to lose, why not? So after another bit of negotiation with Larry how we'd get the van off his driveway, I managed to find a tow company that would take it from Edinburgh over to Fife, back to my house. That's exactly what we did. That was £130. So at that point the van now owes me £430. Now I had to go about finding a welder that was willing to do all the work on the van, and that's when I found out the tow company had a welder in his yard that could do the work for me. So they came down, they took a look at the van, and the welder quoted me £1,000 to get the van all welded up, which I thought was actually quite reasonable. And I had a figure in my head of £3,000 to get this van totally on the road. So that includes all the welding, service, MOT, get a new cam belt because it's been sitting for 6 years, basically just have it roadworthy. So they took the van away, this was about last December, and turn of the year into January, I got back in contact with them just to find out what was happening, and they said they had a few other jobs, but my van was coming up soon. So I thought that's fine. Told them there was no rush. Maybe that was my mistake, because I did say that I didn't need the van until springtime, which is basically now. So we went into February and March, still not really heard much from them. So I went back down, and the welder admitted that he was going to have to take all the furniture out to weld. And this made sense, because you don't want the interior of the van going on fire when it's getting welded. So I did a bit of research and Google, and most people said that yeah, the furniture to come out. Some people says no, it's fine, you'll be able to weld the sills without that. But I didn't want to take any chances, so I was happy with that. And then another few weeks went by, and I think the job was too big for him, because he had a sort of one of these semi-open air tents as his unit, all the tools at the back. So to get the furniture out, he needed some dry weather, and as you know, up until recently it's been dire, it's been wet all the time. And I don't know, I think the job was too big for him. So I went about to get another welder, which I found one. He went down, he actually knew them anyway, so he went down and took a look at the van, and he says you're probably looking at more 2,400 to get the van back on the road. Not even, that's just for the welding. And he says, you know, you could find other stuff once you start stripping away the van and all that sort of stuff. So I says, okay, I'll think about it, I'll sleep on it. Luna has lost her ball. She saw something more interesting, probably a rabbit, and now we can't find it. Alright, you, get up. And I've lost my train of thought. Where was I? I forgot what I was talking about. Where was I again? Yeah, that's right. I think I was talking about I'd got the new welder to have a look at. Yeah, that's right. He'd quoted me 2,400. The previous welder, he'd done a little bit of light work, just prepping the sills, waiting to weld the new sills on. So I had to sleep on it overnight, and I did that. And in the morning, I thought some more. And then I think with a heavy heart, I decided that the project was just a little bit too big for me. I was worried that it was going to become a money pit, and yeah, so with a heavy heart, I sold it. Now, I got £600 for it, which is pretty good, to be honest. That covered the £300 I paid for the van, the extra sills to repair the van, and some of the recovery costs as well, back and forth. So I walked away from it without losing any money. I'm not out of pocket. It's just a bit unfortunate. 6 months down the line, I feel like I'm back to square one, and that's it is what it is, I suppose. The good thing is though, if you watched my last video, I managed to turn my car into a makeshift camper by just taking out the back seat, putting down a gymnasium mat, and that was just really good just for that makeshift bed and getting away for the night. So that worked well. I've also got the opportunity to buy a Mercedes Citan van, the longer wheelbase one, and they're similar to they're pretty much identical to the Renault Kangoo, made in the same factory. Only difference is one's got a Mercedes badge on the front and it's just slightly different. I might also just sell my car and buy something a little bit more frugal on the fuel, and just maybe forget about a camper van for now. Maybe get one when I retire with my lump sum, I don't know. So that's where I'm at. I don't know quite what I'm going to do yet, if I'm going to pursue the camper van road, stick with what I've got, or buy another car. So yeah, that's where I'm at. If you were wondering what happened to this camper van, because it hasn't appeared really in any videos. But anyways, that's all I've got time for. Hope you found that interesting, why I don't have the camper van. If you've got any questions, do let me know in the comment section below. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Otherwise, I'll catch you next one. Cheers.